Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Happy lucky 13th day of Inkvent. 13 is one of my lucky numbers, kind of just to oppositionally stick it to people who are so superstitiously terrified of the number 13. I just don't understand why they think, oh, scary, scary number. So anyway, 13 is right behind this door here, and I'm trying to, work on better, different ways of opening my calendar in front of the camera, because I like to begin my videos. The damn door won't open. To begin my Inkvent videos with me, like, opening the calendar head on this damn tab just does not want to frickin' budge. That's kind of embarrassing, but this damn thing out of the there. Finally, the frickin' tab. I hope it isn't so embarrassing when that happens. So number 13. This looks blue. Molten basalt. That's a really interesting name, and like blue is my second favorite color, and particularly because this looks like it's going to be dark or medium blue, my two favorite tones. So I guess it wouldn't open because it was jammed in this way. I have to pull it out a little bit. Hopefully that'll make it easier for tomorrow. Is this going to be, what kind of ink is this? Is a standard ink. So awesome. I can't wait to start swatching it. Hopefully this will be another awesome blue for my arsenal. That is such an absolutely pretty blue, black color. Or maybe it's not blue black. It's more of a darker blue. It just looked blue black more as I was just starting to swatch it. This is absolutely the kind of blue I love. I cannot get enough blue inks. I know some people are kind of sick to the back teeth of blue ink and black ink. Oh, it's boring, oh, they all look the same. There's too many of them, just because, well, you can't really deny it. That's pretty much been the standard default color for ballpoints and roller balls for decades now, if not ever. So they associate that with the boring kind of office supplies, and it's not as fun and unique and original as the multiple richness of choices that come with fountain pen inks. But I really, really love the color blue, and there are so many different gorgeous shades and hues of blue. Is this looks like I'm picking up a little bit of a sheen in it, although it said it was a standard ink. Sometimes standard inks do end up having a sheen, or some of the inks last year turned out to be sheeny despite being labeled as standard. One of the marks of an awesome ink, I just can't stop painting and painting with it. It looks like there was some kind of a stray brush from the paintbrush that got onto the swatch. Hopefully I got it all. Yeah, this is so pretty, and it looks like there's a bit of a purplish undercoating with it. This is definitely going to, I'm sorry, I'm saying definitely again way too many times. This is certainly going to be an awesome color. Just put my brush, of course, paint a little bit up at the top. I'm still working on standardizing my process for doing these videos. Now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that, and just to do the swatch. And I realized yesterday, oh, what an idiot stooge I am. I completely forgot to write day 12 on the swatch page, so I managed to squeeze it in on the bottom, and a little bit of spare space was left. This is so pretty. I will definitely be putting this gorgeous sucker in a pen, not just for a little bit of a writing sample. I mean, I'm not really been filling my pens that I've decided to write with for more than just the brief swatch page. I haven't been filling them all the way up, except I think the first day, because don't want too many pens inked throughout the entire month. I'm doing way too much ink on the miniature swatch. Hopefully this doesn't bleed through the next page and then bleed through like blush did. That was a mistake, putting little eyedroppers of ink on the page, not realizing, oh, that's gonna just really soak through. Oh, good, that didn't bleed through at all. So it looks like it's a winner when I do when I use the paintbrush for the swatching on this type of Nemasian paper. I have to make sure to put the stress on the correct syllable, the letter O instead of the letter Y, like I instinctively want to do because of the way I personally am used to pronouncing things. But so anyway, yeah, it's probably more of a good idea going forward to do like paintbrush swatching when I do my currently inked videos, instead of like putting little eyedroppers or doing the Dominant Ink Industry muddler thing on it. So, you know, I don't have any, you know, bleed through onto the second page. Better stop blabbing again and just write the name already on the swatch card. Just, of course, I have to check it's all in view. Hopefully soon I will get some kind of secondary monitoring system so I know what's in frame at all times. I don't have to constantly check and double check and triple check. Molten Basalt. Hopefully that will all fit on one line. Molten Basalt. Can never get enough, can never get enough blue, like more than enough blue. Like seriously, I have to do at some point a video, you know, like taking stock inventory of just how much of each color I have in my collection. I'm sure like purple and blue will like 100% like almost certainly be leading the way, and then I have a bunch of, you know, greens and some reds and some oranges, and I guess magenta would be like grouped in with purple. Then I have a couple of, you know, pinks. Would magenta also be considered a pink to some people? I don't really have like much of any like yellows because, you know, that's a really difficult color. But anyway, just stop blabbing and write the damn name already. Diamine Inkvent, lucky day 13. Hopefully I'm not leaning into the frame. And again, it's like really, really tricky to hold a glass dip pen, and particularly because I have to hold it in a more awkward position than usual because of the way the notebook is situated on the desk for the overhead filming. Hopefully no noises from the back are picking up on the microphone. I really, really hate open concepts. I cannot wait until I have my own home again, and I have these old-fashioned things called walls and doors, is like normal people understood were necessary until like fairly recently in human history. Let's just try to squeeze in 2025, day 13. I can definitely do it. 2025, day 13. 13. There, did it. Day 13. Hopefully that. Why? There it is. I love this ink so much already. I just, well, yeah, I'm looking at, as it's drying up, I'm seeing more of, is it, maybe that's even a kind of like a greenish looking sheen in the background. This is really, really a winner, like already. Like this is how to make me love an ink at first swatch. It's blue or purple. This is probably going to be one of my favorites of the calendar this year. Diamine Inkvent. Maybe just put the card off to the side so I don't risk dragging my hand through it. Inkvent 2020. This time I will remember to write all the pertinent pieces of information. It's like using up way too much like space, but I'm not really used to writing in unlined notebooks. I'm all about the lines. Sorry if I shook the tripod just now. 2025 Teal Edition. And this is definitely, I'm sorry, I said definitely again, very much wet ink. I'm not having to re-dip this pen to, you know, go over more lines like I have in some of the prior inks over the last, like, you know, 2-ish, not quite 2 weeks. Teal Edition, day 12, Molten Basalt. That is such an evocative name for it. I'm sorry, day 13, Molten Basalt, and this is a standard ink. Molten and Basalt. Basalt standard ink. And maybe next year I'll end up doing the color vent calendar as well. So many winners I've seen living vicariously through other people's videos in that calendar so far this year. So I will do a quick writing sample and get back to you guys. There's a completed writing sample. This definitely is a mislabeled sheener. I don't know if it's an extreme sheen or just a regular sheen, but I definitely was not expecting it to dry to this kind of like, coppery, bronzy, brownish coating, but it definitely does look like molten basalt. They really, really perfectly captured the name they were going for with this one. And I really looked, I couldn't find any inks in my current inventory that, have a very similar look. I mean, of course, I have the extreme sheens from last year's Inkvent Vibe and Cosmic Glow, and recently Dreamcatcher from day 8 of this year, and a couple of other sheeny inks, but this was the closest I could possibly think of Sloth from the Diamine Cult Pens exclusive 7 Deadly Sins line. But even like Sloth, it doesn't have the same kind of sheen, and it's not nearly that extreme. It's more of a subtle, like not really subtle maybe, but like somewhat pronounced, but not very overwhelming, like the kind of traditional reddish sheen for a blue ink. And look at this, it's just so like coppery and bronzy, and the swatch up at the top, it dried up to look like I'm having a hard time seeing any like blue in it at all. It was just like so like lava looking at the top, so they really got the look they were going for. I was trying to fill a little bit in my LeBouf Herman Melville pen, but unfortunately for whatever reason the converter wasn't wanting to like extend all the way down or something, or maybe it just didn't want to fit in this tiny ass little ink bottle, so I had to write with it dip tested. But not a big deal. I don't really use this pen that much anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to get any other LeBouf pens. Like I have to do, I'll still have a whole video on my George Washington LeBouf that only writes so well now because Kirk Spear ground it to a Concord nib for me. It wrote like absolute garbage before, but save that for the upcoming video. So I still do like this ink. It'll probably finish one of my favorites of this year's Inkvent, but maybe not one of my top favorites, because again, the sheening wasn't so expected, and I just personally prefer other types of sheen. But it's definitely a very bold, dramatic look, and I imagine it could also be safe in a more like conservative or so-called conventional work environment or school. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 14. Bye.